Which brings us to our guest for episode 21 of Shotgun The Aux, Mr. Datty, Teeth Ledger,
Hey.
Datkid. So how are you doing, man?
Whoop. Yeah, I'm right, man. How you doing? You alright?
Not
Yes,
too bad.
boys.
Not too bad, man. So obviously the new album, Confessions of a Crud Lord, dropped today.
Yeah.
It's solely produced by Leaf Dog
Yeah.
on High Focus Records.
That's right.
So before we get into talking a little bit about that, so I was watching an interview that you and Rez did a little while ago on Ujima.
Yeah.
And it cracked me up, man, because Rez one, when he introduced himself, was mad polite with it, and then he was just like, "That kid, suck my dick," and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is a family show, you can't swear, so yeah, you don't need to worry about that shit here." But no, thanks for humping on the podcast. Fucking hell, thanks for jumping on, man.
That's all right, mate.
Yeah.
No problem. Humping.
So coming
on the podcast.
No humping it.
So,
I'm too high for you to be saying things like that, man. I'm not taking it seriously.
are you really even here? What?
No, I'm here.
So going back to the new album that dropped today,
Yeah.
Confessions of a Crud Lord. Obviously, you've had a sneak preview, tracks dropping up until today.
Yeah.
All fucking bangers up until this point, and then the album it fucking bangs, man. So
Thank you, bro.
Fair play,
Appreciate
fair
it.
play. So do you want to talk a little bit about how that came about, production wise?
Yeah, so I mean, I've known Leaf a long time anyway. I've known Leaf since I was like probably 18, 17 maybe, something like that. And I met him just about, he was staying in Bristol at the time. He was seeing a girl who was a sister of one of my friends. I basically met him kind of like that. This was, when the early days of like Three Amigos or whatever. I got one little beat off him back in the day back then, but I wasn't really making that much music back then. I was more just doing crud. And, but I used to spit a few bars or whatever.
Yeah.
And then obviously just since then, I see him about. We talk whatever, and we made a few tracks. Like we did a track, Devil's Lettuce, on the Drugs, Booze and Dental Issues album, and Rez's album.
BVA's on that as well.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Beaver's on that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Beaver as well. And this basically, we've always wanted to do a project sort of together or work together a bit more than we have over the years, and this is sort of just the time when we've managed to get around to actually sitting down and doing it.
Fair one, man, because you and High Focus have been kind of like collaborating for some time now, yeah. 'Cause I remember you on that like Posse Cut 1000 track with Datty, in the bathtub, like eating chicken, or whatever it was. It's a grimy fucking video.
In the bathtub eating chicken.
Getting a scrub down,
So where did the inspiration for that video come from?
Do you know what? It was just random. Basically, I was just moving into some. I was with a girl at the time and just moved into some flat. It was her flat, not mine, but there was nothing in the flat. And it was in London, and they come to meet me to like film my scene of the video or whatever. Dayak and the kid that was filming it, I can't remember his name now, but hold tight him. And sorry, and
big up yourself.
Yeah, I smoke too much.
You know who you are.
Killian, that was his name, Killian, hold tight Killian. And and basically they come and met me at the flat, and there was nothing in the flat. It was an empty flat. So I was like, fuck it. Like there's a chicken shop across the road. I'll just have a fucking bath. My girl was there. I was like, she can wash me while I'm in the bath, and I'll just have some chicken and beer in the bath.
Sick, man.
And smoke in the bath. That's what I did. So
nice, man. Going back to the album,
lit some candles. It was romantic, man.
It's almost like a date as well. At the same time, film a video date.
Yeah, man.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Why I made date, but the council
literally 2 birds. You've got chicken legs all over the place. And bath water.
Yeah.
So going back to the album that came out today, so it's got like a real kind of gritty, raw sound. I mean, UK Hip Hop wrote a review, didn't they? And it described it as grittier and grimier than a McDonald's toilet at 3 a.m, which I think is quite a fair assessment of that album in the best possible way.
Only if I've just come out the toilet.
I think, to be fair, it could be put as one of the hardest coming out. It is a hard sound.
Appreciate it, man.
Really
Cheers.
big, really big.
Shouts out to Big Boy Fraser on the fucking
Big Boy
podcast today
Fraser,
as well,
come on.
man, making his podcast debut on Shotgun The Aux.
Skoo-whoop.
But yeah, man. So like, I think every track kind of has its it's very like thematic in terms of like production. Obviously, Leaf's on top of his game.
Yeah, Leaf smashed it.
We spoke a little earlier that track Myth, and you got the RA, the Rugged Man sample coming through as well. You a fan of that guy?
Yeah. I mean, he's a bit of a mad guy, but But do you know what? I like a lot of his older shit.
Yeah. Crostified Dibs and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like stuff a bit more after that as well. He had a big tune with Havoc from Mob Deep. Like, Who's That Guy? Or something.
Yeah.
That track's hard. The beat bangs. Havoc killed it.
Mad.
You know, he's got some hard tunes. That Black and White tune with Timbo King or something like that. Yeah.
That's sick, man. I love that track.
You know, he's got some hard tunes, man. He's just obviously he's wild though.
Yeah,
he's definitely a wild guy.
I was thinking his music's obviously he's like an incredibly talented rapper. I just find like project-wise, his albums are a little bit inconsistent. If that makes sense.
Like he's been around for a long time, and obviously, you know, he kind of goes on about he's been blackballed over the years. And blah, 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 but I mean, you have to kind of think about why. Do you know what I mean?
It's like flinging diarrhea at people and stuff.
I met him before, basically. Me, I think Rez was in the car. Bad Habits was probably driving. Maybe someone else. Couple of Split Profits man in the car. And basically we was doing a show in Plymouth and he was headlining, we was supporting him, yeah? This was like maybe 5-6 years ago. And maybe longer than that, I'm not sure. And he was getting a train from wherever the fuck he was before. I think he was in somewhere like, he was in Norway before. This is how I know this, right? I'll get to that. He was in Norway before and basically he had just flown from somewhere and his train was getting in Bristol and we had to pick him up from the train station and take him to Plymouth with us, right? So we're like, cool, you know, driving our way to Rugged Man, casual.
Yeah, okay.
But obviously he was just a bit, he was a funny guy, like he was cool, but he was obviously mad tired.
Yeah.
But he was telling some mad, at first he was a bit funny, innit? Yeah? He was like, he was getting funny about us smoking in the car. And
really?
Like, whoa, bruv, you're in the wrong car, innit? Like, sorry, bruv.
We're the Split Profits, by the way.
Every man smokes.
Yeah.
It's our car.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? So, so he was like a bit, but then he had like a nap for like, I don't know, half hour or something and woke up and he was a bit more talky.
He strikes me as someone who's a little bit like off kilter.
He's off key, that's what he is. He was telling some story about he when he was in Norway the night before or something, he met this girl, this groupie girl. She was like 19 and he was licking her pussy for like an hour and a half and she wouldn't come. And I'm thinking, bro, why are you telling me that? Like, that's not even nothing to brag about.
Yeah, right.
But it was a funny story.
Yeah, right.
It was a funny story.
There's another one where he's like wanking off the top of a balcony, just like flinging it everywhere. Apparently, like, that's an old one.
That's what I mean about
he's
wild. That's what I mean about he's wild, bro.
Yeah, because he did that track with he did that track with Biggie like years ago called Cunt Renaissance, didn't he? Have you heard it?
No, where did you hear about that thing on the balcony?
Oh, an interview that he did with Nardwuar. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Wow, Nardwuar's funny though. He hots people up, innit?
Did you see the Nardwuar interview with Eric Andre? And then someone wrote underneath it. It was like when ADHD meets autism.
Who's Eric Andre?
He's like a he's kind of like a provocateur, like a American comedian.
Okay.
Black guy. He's pretty like off kilter.
So
You'd recognise him. He's
reaction.
Yeah. He's so the interview just clashed majorly because you know how Nardwuar is like quite awkward. He's friendly though, isn't he? He's quite endearing.
Eric Andre, he's got the mad hair and
he's got the little beret thing.
No, he's cool. He's funny.
Like, I love him, man. Because he had what's his name on Brother Ali interviewed him.
Yeah.
And then he used the audio from the interview and made a track from it called Nardwuar.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Sick.
But anyway, man, sorry. Back to you. We digress.
That's alright, bro. Come on,
so back to the album Confessions of a Crud Lord.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't just skip over the Griselda features on there.
Yeah.
So I know on the Crud Addict video you were over in New York doing your thing.
Yeah.
So how did that come about with linking those guys, getting them on your album? Because they're obviously making moves at the moment. I think your music really, like your bars really complement each other because it's similar in terms of like delivery and all that kind of stuff. It's the kind of rap I like to listen to.
I mean, I didn't hear about them until I didn't even know about them until I got out of prison. I got out of jail and all the boys were listening to them. You know, these new guys, man's been shot in the face. Da 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 da. He's sick. So obviously I liked it naturally, and yeah. And then obviously when this album, when me and Leaf made this album, and you know we kind of pitched it to High Focus, what Leaf did, and you know we got the okay from them. Leaf was like, what features do you want to get? And you know we were talking, and I was like, well, like fuck it, like I want to get, if we got the budget to do it, I want to get people what no one else has got, and people that I actually listen to. Because I listen to UK stuff, but I listen to a lot more American stuff mostly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Did that come as a direct result of your experience inside that sort of new way of thinking, wanting to link up with different people?
I mean,
or was it just a case that you weren't listening to anything?
I come out with a whole new way of thinking overall, anyway.
Yeah.
About everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you think a lot. You think a lot when you're in there.
Yeah, of course.
So, and I never used to think that much before. Like I just do shit,
impulsive,
and deal with it after. Yeah. So, I come out thinking completely different about everything anyway. You know what I'm saying, and taking things a bit more seriously and that.
Can imagine.
Yeah.
So the video for Trouble.
Yeah.
So that was released through Section Red on YouTube.
Yep.
And obviously at the beginning of the video it does say it was filmed the evening before you got sentenced.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide to actually make a music video that night, considering obviously the concept of it is
just
to
immortalise the date, I guess.
I'd had the track for a while.
Yeah.
And but because I knew I was going inside. Like I knew that was, you know, it was just a case of how long for, innit? I knew that was going. So obviously while I'm in there, I don't want to be a ghost. I want to have shit to put out.
Yeah.
So I actually filmed 2 videos. I did a different one, another one with Milo Stone for a track I've featured with him on one of his projects as well. So yeah, and I just wanted to get shit done. I went to Thailand, everything, bro, before I went.
Nice,
to
man.
Thailand, you know what I mean?
Like bucket list before you go in.
Yeah, just like, well, I just obviously wanted to.
That video's jokes though,
some
man. When
shit.
you like throw a tampon in that feminist face. But
that's my friend. She's
a good sport.
She's a very good sport. Yeah. She's a very good sport.
What you said earlier was a really good point, I think. So what I've learned over doing this podcast is that a lot of the UK artists we have on are like, they really embrace US hip hop. I'm a massive fan of US hip hop and UK hip hop, whereas you get the average UK hip hop fan doesn't necessarily embrace the US stuff, and we speak to the artists themselves are actually fans.
Yeah, I think that a lot of that boils down to age.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that boils down to age,
Definitely.
generation, stuff like that. Like, do you know what I mean? And you got to remember when you're young, you're a lot more closed-minded about things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very true.
And when you're young, like because they didn't listen to that. Like that's what I listened to when I was young, American hip hop. Because there wasn't really much UK. There was bits and bobs, but
harder to get hold of, innit?
Yeah,
They didn't have a streaming platforms
and
and that.
Yeah, and so
I think the whole precept for social media.
For us, like growing up around it, we can relate to it because we listen to it from young. But kids now they can't relate to it.
Yeah.
Because they don't know nothing about it.
It was harder to get as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that was mainstream because it was being put out back then on TV, on limited channels, whereas now with social media...
Yeah, we weren't growing up listening to like low life records, were we?
No,
like, let's face it, like it was all about.
I mean, I didn't hear about like proper stuff like that until I was like teenager. Like,
yeah, definitely.
sort of-
Secondary school
sort
for
of,
me.
yeah,
definitely.
sort of probably
MySpace
like,
days, man.
You know, I listened to a lot of grime. And like there was certain tracks, you know, that you knew, like, but it was a lot. You know, you had to be up on the MySpace thing and like that you know.
Yeah.
And or you had to have like, and it was a very small scene, bruv. There weren't even that many artists.
Well, it's
it's
a
funny,
UK
you know
small country, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
Like,
and
yeah.
you know, there weren't even that many
Compared to
artists back
America,
then.
and then you
Yeah.
see why you take your inspiration from there.
It's
a lot.
interesting you say about grime, because I was having a look through YouTube and I found the video of with you and D Green, Jinkster, JX, and it was the Living Room 1.
Living Room 1, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that came out in 2011.
Yeah, it's old, man.
And the beat for it, the beat in your older videos, it's very grimy.
Yeah.
So were you quite highly influenced by grime? In your
I've always listened to grime.
Yeah.
I make grime now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I make loads of grime now. I make loads of different shit. You know, but I mean, yeah, I've always listened to grime because it's that was what I was into. You know, I was into that drum and bass, hip hop.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like before grime, I listened to American hip hop, garage, whatever was on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. And
Jungle was a huge
yeah,
influence as well.
And then like grime started popping off through, you know, so then
Channel U, mate.
naturally that's what you
Yeah.
steer towards.
Because that was 2011, and watching that and listening to that, it sounded like you'd already very much developed your own sort of style and your own sort of flow. So how did you come to actually develop your own, you know, style and flow? I mean, what were your sort of influences behind that?
I mean, I really don't know, innit? It's one of those things that just happens. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like the more music you make,
Yeah.
the more shit you write, the more you rap, the more you go out and do it and be around people that are doing it. The more you just naturally one day it just clicks and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
just
man.
got it.
So when did you
like
start
anything,
making?
do you know
when
what I
did
mean?
you start making music?
Listen, I probably started writing bars and like freestyling and shit like that when I was like 14, 15. And then I think I recorded my first track probably when I was like 18.
So a little while
17,
is that because of like the confidence to write, or just the structure and how it happened?
just because I didn't have any equipment.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just doing it. I was doing it because I was good at spitting bars or whatever.
Yeah. So
You know.
it's probably a good segue to start talking about Split Profits then. Like.
Yeah.
So how did you first link up with those boys? What was the journey there?
That was obviously they're Bristol boys. I'm a Bristol boy. I'm from different ends to them, but I met them just through other friends basically.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we all knew that, you know, because we had a lot of mutual friends. Anyway, I met them when I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've known, you know, that's my family. Do you know what I'm saying? I've known them 11 years, something like that, and some of them I've known a bit longer and shit. Do you know what I mean? But basically, I met them through. Yeah, we had a lot of mutual friends.
Yeah.
And you know, I think I met with like pretty much all of them one night. I was walking through one little bit, and they was jamming there, spitting bars or whatever, and I was with my friend who knew them. We went over and just jammed on the zoo.
That's it, man. Because you boys have got like the best chemistry out of most rap crews. I mean, I remember seeing you lot when I think it was 2000, well, maybe 2012 or 13. It was in Motion, and it was the Immortal Technique Pete Rock KRS-One gig. Yeah. Because Rez was telling us about the story with like selling your merch there. And
I was telling someone that story the other day, actually. Yeah.
That's insane.
I couldn't get over that.
Yeah,
man.
that was fucking.
But you boys, honestly, like we
funny.
didn't. Obviously, the first time I was ever exposed to music, Ragged Bowman was obviously there as well with Finger Food.
Yeah.
And converted a lot of people, man. Like me and my mates drove down from here, and we were just like, yeah, who the fuck are these boys? Like, brought it.
Good, man.
Brought it.
I mean, we kind of, I mean, the thing with SP is we didn't even, like, them boys, they already had Split Profits, but they'd only made 1 or 2 tracks. They all had bars, they were all sick, but they were all just, you know, rapping with each other and with other people they knew from around the way or whatever. And then I think they'd recorded a couple of tracks, like they'd linked up with Bad Habits, because he's not actually from Bristol. He moved, he's older than all of us. He moved to Bristol sort of, I'm not sure, but I think it was not long before Split Profits started, you know, maybe a couple of years before that or something. And they linked up with him through mutual friends, recorded a couple of tracks, probably one of them was Ain't Amused, and maybe 2 Kids, maybe another, I'm not sure. And then you know, they got me in to do a feature, and we made Drop of Poison.
Yeah, oh man, yeah. Just you and Rez in that one, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah, yeah.
and that was it from there.
So that's when you guys were on the tower, innit? And
On the bridge and
Yeah,
Cabot
that's it.
Tower and that. Yeah.
yeah, man, that's a sick track. I really like the sample as well. I don't know what that's from, but
It's a Tom Waits.
Is it?
Tune, yeah.
That's nice, man. It's nice.
So going back
sample.
to Split Profits, a lot of people I'm sure have seen the documentary of your tour in France. Let the Blains bro, is that what it is?
Yeah, let the Blains bro.
Was that you that came up with that name? Was it? Yeah.
Oh man, the funniest fucking part of that documentary is you're like saying to Rez, yeah, like water's for fassies, and then like whoever did the editing in that video, and then like a minute later you're like, I'm a fassie, give me that water, like because you're in some like sauna type
fucking hot,
little recording
and you got to remember we were in south of France, bro.
Montpellier.
In the summer, yeah. So it was hot anyway.
And there was a bit where he said about up front when the whole week without actually buying any baccy, but managing to smoke every single day.
He don't really do that no more, but that was his signature.
I think that's more
I'm kind of that guy now.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's got one of those mates.
Yeah, I do that shit now. I don't care. I don't buy no baccy. I don't smoke roll-ups. That's my excuse.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man, that looked pretty sick there, and everyone was kind of like surprised with the turnout, you know, in the gig he played there, like the European crowd, like the scene in France and Europe generally.
Yeah, I mean,
mad,
you know, Europe's just got a massive scene for it. Like Germany's got huge hip hop scene.
And then obviously,
like
you're off to Greece.
Yeah, Greece tomorrow.
Isn't it?
Greece got a massive hip hop scene. France, obviously.
Germany as well.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I said Germany. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, you know, I know like Leaf and I know some of the SP boys have played Austria a few times. Switzerland, we've done Switzerland quite a few times. They love it out there, bro. They love it out there. Australia's mad for UK hip hop.
And grime now.
Mad for UK hip hop. Yeah.
They're doing ciphers that kind of mimic the UK thing. It's quite a creepy thing to watch, but it's good.
But it's just because they're influenced by us, brother. Like, honestly, I get so many fans from Australia and Greece at the moment. That's like the two top main.
I've got family out there and they love hip hop.
Yeah, they're mad for it.
And what's that like to have, you know, people,
bare hot
audience
girls out there as well,
Say
bro.
that again?
Bare hot girls out there as well. Oh my god.
Well, what's it like?
Get yourself
to have,
over there on tour, man. There's
What's
the
it like to
features
have
for it.
like fans that are in other countries, like in Australia, around the other side of the world? Like,
Say that again, bro.
What's it like to have, you know, an audience that are on the other side of the world?
Yeah, bruv, it's sick. It's sick. I mean, it don't really hit home until you go and do shows abroad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because other than that, it's just like, okay, yeah, you can see it on your stats and who's listening where and da-da-da-da-da. But, like, I'm sat here and they're over there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's sick when you get people messaging. Like, it's, you know, but it's
when the people actually
turn
turn up to
really
your show.
hit home until you go and you do a show out there and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like
Wow,
saying,
you're all here to see me.
almost like a sense of validation, like fucking hell.
It's
like,
a massive
I'm making
sense
an
of
impact on
validation. I
people.
mean, listen, as an artist, brother, that's what you want.
Yeah,
You want people to like your shit. You want people to come and watch your shit and you know, buy you and blah blah blah. Not buy you, but
I think that's only going to elevate for you after this.
yeah,
drop,
man.
you know.
Yeah, well,
100%.
that's
We're
the-
looking
that's
through
plan.
the podcast stats. We had one listener in Africa.
Africa.
Yeah.
it's
Big
just
up yourself,
Big
whoever you
up
are.
yourself in
Yeah.
Africa, man. It's
Wherever
just
you
mad,
are.
like
That's
having that
sick.
sort of like you know, you're sitting in Bournemouth or wherever you're sitting and recording, and it's just
Yeah.
like that's travelled all that sort of fucking distance, man. It's surreal.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
So going back to like the High Focus thing, obviously like being signed to them, your album's just been released through them. Like, how does that go about? I know you mentioned you pitched the album to like, is it Flip Tricks directly?
Yeah. So
Does he scout people? How does that process work?
I
man?
mean, I don't know, but I know how I did it or how me and Leaf did it. It is me and Leaf made the album or made like half of it. And we were like, you know, Leaf was like, no, we need to put this out on HF. And I was like, oh, if they want to do it, let's do it. And you know,
right, okay.
he put it to Flip Tricks. We sent him like 5 or 6 of the tracks that we'd made in the first sort of few days. And yeah, and he liked it. He liked what he heard and wanted to put it out. So that was it. It was like that. I mean, how he you know, I don't know how he does it with other people. I'm not sure. innit?
Yeah,
Do you know
man.
what I'm
I mean, it's a
saying?
business, isn't it?
But it's different because for me, like I did the album with Leaf, and Leaf's already on High Focus.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But you know, listen, it's like they're a good label for the artists, man. They're a good label for the artists, but you know they you know let you do pretty much what you want creatively. And you know.
And they probably reached the furthest as UK hip hop.
100%.
Oh, yeah,
They reached
definitely.
the furthest, so
100%, brother, without a shadow of a doubt.
it don't take
You
anything.
know.
It's-
Like when Ocean Wisdom announced that he had started his own label, and on Instagram, and just looking through the comments, and it was nothing but love from all of like High Focus and all
Of
of
course,
the
man,
tricks and
because
everything.
listen,
Like it was
like,
brilliant to see.
You
Platform
know,
for him, wasn't it?
he was a big thing for High Focus. You know what I'm saying? So.
And like Rag and Bone Man as well, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. So it's only a good thing for like success
Listen,
to be
man,
celebrated. Do you know what I mean?
If the person standing next to you is shining, that everyone's looking in your direction. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%,
I
man.
love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing,
that's
yeah.
what it is.
Because
man.
there's a lot of like, there's a lot of bitterness around, isn't there? Like, and you kind of think, why? Like, if anything, if people are making good stuff, it's only going to elevate. To your point.
People get bitter because they're not satisfied with the work they're doing.
Yeah,
with
exactly,
the effort
man.
they're putting in.
But that's the same in
right?
every aspect
so
of
when
life,
when they see other people doing it, then they get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sometimes comes out as bitterness.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're pissed off that they're not doing their own shit properly. They ain't got their own shit
It's
straight.
just like deflecting your insecurities
You know?
on someone else. Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
and it's
yeah,
like, look,
yeah.
like,
Hate is gonna hate, man.
listen, man, you can't be bitter about something that you're not doing.
No,
Do you know
if
what I
you
mean?
can't support a scene, how is it going to support you at the
Yeah,
end of the
I
day?
mean-
I don't.
You just got to support yourself, bruv. This is
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
Well,
you got to
but-
support
yeah, you
yourself.
have.
Like, start off with, you got to support yourself.
Well, that line in
You know
your
what I mean?
in your tracks, like I got my head in the game, you got the tongue in my ass, whatever it is.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, that sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, you got to.
In fact, that's a recurring feature in all your tunes. Is don't lick my ass, mate. Do you know what
I
mean?
say a lot of the same shit in different
Yeah,
ways.
yeah,
man.
definitely.
You know
Pick
what
up
I mean?
on that. Definitely, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on.
So back to like the Prophet stuff, because
Yeah.
obviously the forecast just come out. You boys like you're busy doing your own stuff. Did you
Yeah.
record the Prophet stuff that after Confessions of a Crud Lord?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I think like some of it. I'm pretty sure I did it after.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did it after. Like, not long after, but I'm pretty sure it was after.
And
yeah.
do you boys get competitive in the studio? Because obviously it's competitive sport, rap, isn't it?
We don't, yeah.
Like
but
when
we don't
writing
really
bars
get-
and you're on
we
the
don't really
same.
get competitive like we get competitive with other shit. Do you know what I mean? But no, we don't really like get competitive in the studio like that. Like I don't know, man. We got a good vibe, bruv. When we're all there and we're all doing the thing, and when we do a show and all that shit, we got a good vibe, man. You know what I mean? SP, like, you know, we all got it down. Like, it's just hard to have 8 man
Yeah.
and to coordinate that.
Yeah.
When everyone's got a life, everyone's got rent to pay, everyone's got whatever the fuck's going on.
People grow up, don't they? As
Yeah,
well? Like,
do you know what I'm
life
saying? So,
happens, 100%,
so you
man.
know, that's the only hard thing with SP.
Yeah.
Is just sort of communication and coordinating stuff. Sometimes that's it.
Getting
Like,
that many people in one
everything
place.
else, like, we got the formula down. Like, it works. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's that's all right. That's there. Like, that's just autopilot kind
Yeah,
of
man.
thing.
I was chatting to like Parody, but he's in Barcelona. At the
Yeah, he's
moment,
living in
isn't he?
Barcelona.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just-
he moved out there a few months ago.
and obviously, like Rez is having a baby. It's
Yeah.
just, it's all just
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's due tomorrow. yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Scoo whoop.
Yeah, no, it's as you say, man. I guess because it's like, independent UK hip hop as well. It's to your point, unless you're kind of like managed and there's money being thrown at you, then you're all going to be a little bit more fragmented in doing your thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, look, with music, when you're independent, the hardest thing about it is anyone on the street.
I'm all right, mate.
Squashes there, bang bang.
Yeah, okay.
It's got the Malwam on
when
it.
you're-
on the go as
when-
well.
When you're independent, like, one of the hardest things is transitioning. Yes, bro. Nice to meet you, man. Safe G.
See you later, man.
One of the hardest things to do is transition from whatever you're doing for money to just doing music for money.
Mm-hmm.
Because look, you can't really work a full-time job or be a fucking drug dealer full-time or whatever the fuck you're doing, yeah, and do this music thing properly at the same time, like properly, because you're not going to be putting everything into the music because you're going to be caught up because you have to get money that way to pay your rent.
Yeah.
So as labels, that's the point, right? Labels and shit like that, they can help you out like that because you got the financial backing to make that transition. Do you know what I'm saying? You can still work your job, pay your rent, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I kind of lost the point. I kind of lost the point. The drumstick squashies.
I hear what you're saying, man, but it's also like if you have the faith in yourself and what you're doing. So if you have the faith in yourself and what you're doing to like put your music out there and just like quit your full-time job, quit your drug dealing, whatever you're doing, and you're just like, right, I'm gonna make music. This is what I'm gonna do. Then that's like a testament to your ability, man. That's
Listen,
like
if you do
that's
that,
sick.
Yeah,
If you know what I'm saying?
Very true.
If you do that and you believe in yourself, you believe in what you're doing, and you're willing to invest in it and put everything you need to put into it to make it work, you'll make it work because you ain't got no other choice.
Datty, have you got a message for the kids listening?
A message for the kids listening. Yeah, get yourself a packet of drumstick squashies, kids. It's to be the best thing you ever fucking do with your life.
Just going back to your previous album. So obviously you have put out Teeth Ledger.
Yeah.
So was that after you came out of prison?
That was after, yeah.
Yeah,
I wrote most of it in jail.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote most of it in jail.
Yeah,
I will
'cause a
say
lot
this,
of it you go
who's
really
that
hard.
for me? Who's that? Like,
Yeah.
beat white, that is hard. Like,
Old Type Baileys, man. Old Type Baileys
big,
on that.
big.
Because I think there 2 features in that album.
Yeah.
Only-
I got no. Who did I get on that? I got Maestro and G Bag on one track. Old Type them.
It's not Smellington Piff, is it?
I got Smellington Piss not on it. I got who else did I get on it? Obviously Bailey's as Actual Holy, he's on it. A couple tracks. Jose, he's on it.
Yeah. You got Bill Next on there.
Bill Next is on it.
Mike's Diggy, that's it.
Yeah, Bill Next is in it, and I'm pretty sure that's it features wise.
And how long till after you got out did you get that recorded? And
Pretty quick.
pretty quick, yeah.
'Cause
So I imagine a
obviously I
lot
got
of
out, I was
pent up
hungry.
energy.
Got out, I was hungry. I just wanted to do it. I had
Yeah.
a book full of fucking
But that-
bars and da-da-da-da-da.
I think that, like we were chatting about that, Honey I'm Home. Like the video, the track's so fucking hard, man.
yeah,
There you
Like
go.
just telling Jack
Yeah.
Torrance to be just Jack.
I wrote that
line.
I wrote that when I was like
That line, man.
3 weeks before I got out of jail or something, and time
Yeah.
was going bare slow because I knew I was getting out, and I was like trying to. I need to get out.
Yeah,
Time's
yeah,
going bare slow.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
the
wrote that
transition between the drugs, booze, and dental issues. Obviously, that's a great album. But the
Thank you.
transition between that and your next album, Teeth Ledger, in terms of like your delivery, it was so much harder and it was so much more like more hungry and everything.
I
like,
mean, I got a lot better as a rapper, bruv. In that, there was like I don't know how long, maybe 3 years between them albums or something, maybe even more than that.
yeah, 4 or
3-4 years, yeah. Obviously, I did loads of other stuff in between, but as far as like a solo album goes, yeah, there was like 4 years between that or something. Obviously, I had jail in the middle.
Slows it down. a little bit.
but yeah, so like I just naturally got better, innit?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's and obviously Bailey's got better with his beats and you know we started taking it more seriously and I was hungry, bruv. With Teeth Ledger, I was more hungry with that than I was with even my earlier shit. I was more hungry with that because that was like when I'd made the decision to just do this music thing.
yeah.
You know what
So
I mean?
we've got the record here.
Yeah.
It's a great record, but obviously like the design of it, you know, it's just the black with the middle.
Simplistic.
It's very simplistic, but very, you know, it's impactful. You
Yeah.
know, is there any particular reason behind that, or
Just because I like it.
yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Because I like it. Yeah.
Right.
And
So that's a segue, man, onto the next album then. So,
Yeah.
so the most recent album, Confessions
Yeah.
of a Crud Lord, obviously
Yeah.
it's quite elaborate, very
Yeah.
extravagant.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Got the old kind of like, is
The
that a Versace shirt on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is, yeah.
exactly, in the video as well. Yeah, and that's, it's,
Doing it.
Yeah.
So what, obviously it's quite, you know, it's, the iconography and everything's quite compelling. What was the, like,
Well,
inspiration behind that?
I mean, I just had originally I wanted to be in a confession box on the cover. That was my original idea, innit? Was to do a photo shoot, you know, in some fresh clothes, in a banging Catholic church with a confession box.
Thought provoking.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean? And
Very.
and I hit up Chris Lucas, who did the Rock Marciano video, and he did the photo shoot for the album cover. And because, you know, that's my boy, I've worked with him for a long time, and I know he's a really, really good photographer and videographer. And yeah, he basically went to like 12 or something different churches, bruv, trying to find like the right one.
Yeah.
And he found that one, which is in Bath.
Ah, well, yeah.
And he managed to get the fucking keys off the priest and all that shit.
Did he know what he was giving the keys over for?
He knew it was a photo shoot for an album cover, but he didn't know what the album was.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to send him a cassette,
Do you think
man.
if he knew what the album
Send
was,
him a copy.
he'd still allow it? Do you think if he knew what the album was, he'd still allow it?
I mean,
He'd forgive you, mate.
He
He's
would
Catholic,
he'd
innit?
never know. And now if he
Just
finds
do
out now, it's
confession
too late.
afterwards,
He would never know because we would never tell him. We weren't about to tell him that.
You're quite
Do you know what
lucky
I
though,
mean?
with that being on your doorstep in Bath, do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah, it went far, man. And I mean, listen, old tight Chris, because he found it pretty much. I mean, I helped him just by looking online, but he was driving around looking at the places, and he did all the talking to the priest because he's much more fits the bill of talking to a priest than I do. So, yeah. If it weren't for him, you know, I couldn't have done it, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you think the difference between the two sort of shouts to the success in the second one? Sort of
No,
what I mean?
do you know
Like,
what it
gold.
is?
The
Do you know what it
gold
is,
and
yeah?
the-
It was my, like, I like my covers simple or like bold, or, you know what I'm saying?
To
I
the
like my
point,
shit like
sort of,
that,
yeah.
And so that's why I was gonna have the photo of me in a confession box. But when we got to the church and we did the photo shoot, and I went through the photos after, and I saw that, and you know, the guys at iFocus saw it, Lee saw it. We just thought, right, like,
Yeah.
that's,
It
works, it works,
that's
it
just
definitely works.
it's so fucking dope. We
It
just
is,
got to
it is,
use
mate.
that, like,
Hell of a shot,
do you know what I mean? And then we used the confession box one for the back cover, and we got stuff on the inlay, other photos from the photo shoot. So yeah, man, we could not use it. We couldn't
Yeah,
not
I know.
use
Also,
it.
man,
You know what I'm saying? It was just too. It was the one that just stood out. Like, yo.
Props to the cassette as
And
well.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is
the
unreal.
gold, the
This is
gold
unreal.
crud.
Gold
Definitely take
Crud
one of them
cassette,
home.
that's sick. I like
the
that.
fucking 1 carat gold.
And that's on wax
4
as
carat,
well. That's on wax as
50
well.
million carat crud.
Some gold flake spray paint.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
On the
Little
Blains
crud nugget.
Bro documentary as well, though, you know, the
Yeah.
part where you've got the drugs, booze, and dental issues cover, and you're like putting Rez's faces on
our
yours.
faces, Yeah. It's joke, innit?
It fits so
Yeah,
well. I
it
was just
does.
like,
Looks weird though, innit?
yeah, it's mad weird. So, man, you're performing in Bournemouth tonight. Big up B Town at a Move On Up event. So,
Yeah.
like, what can the people expect from a Datkid live show?
Well, I mean, good music for a start. And well, not nah. Yeah, good music. Yeah, old type me.
Please come to my gig.
But basically for this show, this is part of the tour for the album, the Confessions of a Crud Lord tour. We're doing a whole UK tour. As you know, we got Athens as well, and you know, we're gonna try and maybe link up another couple Euro shows if we can. But this one, you know, I've got a whole sort of stage show going on. I'm showcasing the new album, and yeah, I'm just gonna be dropping that crud, getting loud and wavy, and generally just
Yeah, man.
getting people excited, making sure they have a good night.
I saw someone comment on one of your posts the other night, and it was like, "Come to North Norway." I was like,
Yeah,
if
yeah, I
Norway
saw
wasn't
that.
far enough, I was like,
Yeah, I saw
North
that.
Norway,
North
all right.
Norway, like, yeah, okay. Let me just fucking
your
dip
boy,
off, go North Pole, and like, do you know what I mean?
I got to shout out your boy Luke who sat over there. By
Yeah,
the
come
way.
on, Luke, hate money gang.
Got
School,
to shout him out. I'm like, yeah, get on that, mate. Get on
That's
that
my
North
G.
Norway link up.
Yeah, get on the North Norway link up, dude.
But it's a logistical nightmare, but it has to happen somehow.
Yeah,
Or
that's what
give
I
the
mean,
fans
like,
what they want.
It's It's fucking expensive in Norway as well.
Everything's imported, that's why.
Yeah, I went to
£10 a pint and shit.
More than that, I think.
£20 a salad.
Yeah, mate, not Norway, but I went to Iceland and it was £12 a pint.
Yeah.
It's fucking expensive, and even the meat there as well, because obviously it's all imported in, mate. It was like 20
Did you just
quid.
listen to what I said? Or like,
Huh?
No.
You said Norway.
He's on
man.
about
You said
Iceland.
Norway.
But
I
it's
said
all the same,
Iceland.
man. It's all,
Said Iceland.
it's all frozen, isn't it? You know what I mean?
But just looking at your tattoo there, your Datkid tattoo,
Yeah.
and obviously the
it's-
hand style on there as well.
Yeah.
So you have a great interest in graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about this as well in your music a bit, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And like, how much of an influence do you think that's had in your music?
I don't know, bruv. As much as anything else, as much as smoking weed and fucking girls. You know what I'm saying? I don't like. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just what
Yeah,
one of the
man.
things I do. It's one of the things I'm interested in. It's something I've done for a long time. A lot of my friends are into it. So yeah, obviously it does influence me.
Yeah.
Innit? I don't know how, but it just does. It just gives me something else to talk shit about.
I bet you enjoyed going over to like Europe and Berlin and that.
Yeah.
Because the scene over there is mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's crazy.
great
It's
over
battered over there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Bristol's got a lot of graph as well. Bristol's battered for
Yeah.
graph as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like they do like street art tours and all that shit
Yeah.
there because of the Banksy thing and Up
Oh, yeah, of
Fest,
course,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a big graffiti scene in Bristol. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I went to one of the.
Luke, everyone.
I went to one of the. Have you been to one of the Rope a Dope events?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And they had a riot, the Born Riot. They're called Nurks.
Yeah.
And you know, you
Okay,
just,
sick.
He gets up big.
Is he doing
Yeah.
a scribble and scratch, the graffiti battle thing or
Yeah,
whatever?
they used
Is
to
that what
do
he's
the
doing?
graffiti, but they had the people drawing up. And then
Yeah,
they'd
yeah,
have the battle
on the
at same
canvas.
time,
Yeah, battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of my friends have done that at that event. Yeah.
Pest,
I've played at one of them. Played
Have
at
you?
one of them
Few
events.
names,
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
there and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But no, it gets up hard around
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like, huge.
Sick.
So we talked a bit about your tour and what to expect. Obviously, you're off to Athens tomorrow, and it's
Yeah.
going to be a late night for you tonight, man. Like, you're doing your
Yeah.
set, what, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
fucking
Around
hell.
that time, and then I've got to fly to Athens tomorrow morning, and then do a show there tomorrow night, and then fly back the morning after to London to do a show in London that night.
Yeah, where in London are you playing?
The Curtain in Shoreditch.
Okay, man. London
Yeah.
heads, make sure you're there.
Yeah, that's it.
Be there.
Sunday.
Yeah, exactly, man. So, like, what have you got for, like, you know, anything that people can expect? Like, any kind of,
On the tour.
not gimmicks, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what can...
Yeah. So obviously I'm going to be performing most of the new tracks off the new album. Bailey's Brown's going to be DJing. We're going to have some special guests, and I've got Deadweight and Wish supporting me on most of the dates at the tour. And also, yeah, we've got a confession box for you guys. And it gives you guys a chance to go in there, and there's a little sort of open book in there for you guys to write down anything you need to cleanse yourself of, or you know, just put some crud in there. And yeah, like sort of, I think what we're gonna do is sort of maybe every event try and do a sort of little competition of whoever's got the cruddiest confession for that event. You know, they get a little prize.
You can openly admit to.
Yeah,
for real, man.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, a lot of people put it down anonymous. Like, I did ask them to put their name and details so that we could do a competition. You know what I'm saying? But everyone wanted to
Yeah.
no face, no case it. So that's fair enough.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So I see you've got, like, your pad in
Yeah.
front of you with some of these
I got the book,
confessions
yeah.
on,
It'd
man.
be interesting to hear.
Do you want
Yeah.
to read out
want me
some
to
of
read
the
some out, yeah?
cruddiest
Yeah, I
confessions
think
you've
so.
got
Yeah,
there?
let's see what we got. I won't read. We got quite a few. This is just from the Bristol event. This one. So hopefully we'll get some more tonight and some more on Sunday over the weekend. Let me see. Let me find a real cruddy one. I don't really know. I'm just gonna read them out. I sold a 1.5 of rock salt to my mate when I was 19. He thought it was Mandy. I mean, that's like a little bit cruddy, but it's more cruddy because that's your mate.
Yeah,
you
I was
did that
gonna
to.
say,
Like,
that's your
that
friend.
is pretty cruddy, actually.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing to do.
Yeah, hold tight, you fam. And like, I mean, his boy's just a dickhead anyway. If you lick Mandy and it tastes like salt, then,
Yeah, don't swallow that shit.
then someone's not done you a favour, right? I got That one's shit. I'm not going to read that one. You're lucky you didn't put your fucking name on that one, whoever that was, because I would have hotted you up for writing some shit. Right. I mean, some people have, like, just put things for the sake of it. Like, I confess I never did nothing. Fair enough. Sticking with the no comment. Done 5 big lines of coke with Brazilian stripper, 600 and sag.
It's just fucking
Yeah.
incoherent.
I don't really know what the last couple of words on that
I don't think that's coke he's been sniffing.
Been done 5 big lines of coke with Brazilian stripper. That don't even sound like a confession. That's just bragging, fam.
Did you get off the
What,
same
in-
guy that sold them salt?
I don't know.
In
The same
Bristol.
guy,
Yeah,
man.
maybe.
He's just filled that pad, hasn't he? That guy.
Anyway, that bitch was lying.
They're the only lines he saw
She wasn't
that
Brazilian.
night,
She
the
just
lines
needed
on
a
that
shower,
paper,
man. Cruddiest moment is when I sniffed raw. Right, this one's cruddy. Oh, he's put his name as well. He's Crud Lord.
mate,
He's
he's
up there
getting
with
called
me,
out.
man. Yeah, this guy, he's sitting on the God's table. Alright, cruddiest moment is when I sniffed crushed up toenails because there was no gear left. Peak.
No, no.
Fucking hell.
Hyphen Seb Parsons.
Oh, man.
no.
Seb Parsons, hold tight you, bro.
Big up yourself. That's some
You're
super
a
hand
real
shit right
G,
there,
man.
man.
Yeah.
That's some shameless
If that's
crud. I
not crud,
fucking
I
love
don't
that.
know what crud is.
Someone's just took a whole page up, writing in capitals, I cry when I fart. Hold tight you. This, I just can't even read that fucking writing. That looks like my nan's writing, man. She fucking shakes a lot. I love you, Nan, sorry.
I'm not laughing at that. It's just the turn of
I'm
phrase.
No,
made
no,
me
the
laugh.
turn of phrase is definitely.
I'm in love with drugs. I just wish I could marry that kid. Whackmore. I think that's signed by Kyle, though, you batty, man.
It's almost like a window into the mind of your fans, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
Like-
sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit weird. That's not a confession. See, some people are just some people. This is why you have to. Alright, this person's got good writing. Who did this?
When you are writing in the pad, just make sure it's legible.
Yeah.
Just heads up.
I
for
mean, you got to
the man
remember
on the
people
album.
are like very wasted when they're doing this as well. So you can't. Dear Lord, I am a sinner. I once fisted a bishop. Tim Westwood's dad.
Yes.
All right. Prize goes to that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this one's fucking sick as well. Hold tight, this girl. I hope it's a girl. Anyway, this is signed by Unknown Confession. Once I sucked a 2-inch dick. Sad times. Only could get half in my mouth. No deep throat. Scarred for life. Unknown Confession. Wow. It's
I'm
not
I'm
easy. It's
scarred
not
for life
easy
just
being a
hearing
female,
that.
is
Oh
it?
man,
It's not easy being.
we
a
need a whole
female.
podcast dedicated to this
Yeah.
shit, man.
Thanks for all the cheer and I can't read that. Thank you, Mr. Crud. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I confess, I fucking love Nicolas Cage. Wow. Some people have ripped them out. There must have been good ones here, because some people's ripped them out.
Damn, man, that was pretty dark.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah. If I could, I'd kill people all day.
Edgelord, anonymous.
Sick, very
Nice.
edgy. Stole a Magnum from the 24/7 shop. From the
Bad
24/7 Bossy Boss Mandem shop. And that's just the start. So then the page gets ripped off. So that was
Mate, what
obviously a
else happened
cruddy
there?
one. That was obviously a cruddy one. So yeah, hold tight everyone that puts in their shit for the.
It's a good
puts in their
concept, though,
confessions
man.
Into the confession book. Thank you. Yeah.
It's a good concept, mate. Who came up with it? You come up with that?
Yeah, I think it was me and Luke. Really, like we just had the idea for it. I can't remember. I think it might have been Luke originally. You know, hold tight, Luke. Hate money gang. School woo. But yeah, I think it might have been Luke's idea. You know, fully to start off with.
If you were going to write something in that pad yourself,
Well, it was my. Oh, what me?
Yeah.
Writing that pad.
give us a cruddy confession from Datkid.
Bro, I got bare, man. Fuck knows. I've done some pretty cruddy shit. Like, but the thing is, where do I start? Like what? Because I've got different
Just
standards.
something. If you were rocking up to your show, you saw that was an opportunity
Saw
to write
that.
something down.
I probably wouldn't even write anything. But I mean, mate, I used to do bad shit when I was younger. I used to sell people crushed up paracetamol, tell them it was
Not rock
ketamine
salt,
and
not rock
cocaine
salt.
all the time. Now rock salt, that's some divvy shit, man. I used to do loads of shit like that, and then obviously I don't know, brother. I fucked some very questionable girls as well. You know what I'm saying?
So like, where did the concept for like Confessions of a Crud Lord come from? In terms of like, the iconography, the visuals, like just the name.
I mean, the name. Like we were originally gonna call the album "It Ain't Heroin Unless You're Addicted." That's what we was gonna call it originally. I know, mad, right? I was wavy at the time, but basically we was gonna call it that because it was one. I just said it. I was drinking a lot. I was like taking Xanax and blah blah blah. And Leaf was like, you shouldn't be doing that Xanax shit, B. It's not good for you.
Is that how he sounds like?
It's like no, sorry, Leaf, but yeah, that's my Leaf impression. He's like, you shouldn't be doing that.
I kind of just imagine him to like talk how he
Xanax
raps.
shit, B. That shit's bad for you, B. You shouldn't do that, man. That's facts. So I'm like, okay, cool. But you know. He's like, it's like heroin. I'm like, listen, it's not heroin unless you're addicted, man. I didn't give a fuck. I just had, I'd just throw them around, throw them at people.
It's a huge thing in music at the moment.
Eat
though,
them.
like all
Listen,
over
yeah, but
America and
the only
everywhere,
reason I was doing it is because I just happened to like stumble upon a really big bag of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I didn't give a fuck about them, so I was just eating them, giving them away, throwing them away.
just
selling them,
waving through life. At that
Suppose
time.
you got to get rid of them somehow, haven't you?
Yeah, fuck it, innit?
Throw them out to fans.
Yeah, and like that. That's just like, you know, that's what it was.
But then, how did it come to the
Confessions of a Crud Lord? Well, because like after like a few months of the saying that name of the album over and over again, I was like, no, I don't want to roll with that. It's not ringing good in my ear anymore. So we changed the name and we come up with that.
Yeah, fair one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was it like you know, like when you say you said it out loud, obviously you've been referring to yourself as like the Crud Lord for some time and like your previous albums and all that kind of thing. But like Confessions, is that like quite a like self-reflecting thing, or is it just it sounded good ring to it?
I mean, bruv, do you know what it is? Not at all. No.
Yeah.
I'm not really a spiritual guy like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? But do you know what it is? It's just look. Obviously, in the tracks, I'm just talking about stuff that I do or used to do or whatever stuff that you know my people do, whatever the fuck it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know, it's just like because I'm saying it all, it's kind of like confessing it, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, in your rhymes,
You know what I mean?
man.
Yeah, and obviously it just sounds good for a name of an album, bro.
Yeah, for real, man.
You know what I
Sometimes
mean?
that's all it is, isn't
Yeah,
it? You know what I
sounds
mean?
good for a name of an
Yeah,
album.
exactly.
You got the whole church concept with it. It works. So
it definitely works.
So yeah.
Definitely works.
So when you start writing a track, how does that start? Because in the Blains Bro documentary, I think there was one part when you spat like a bar about gin, was it?
Probably, yeah.
Let it begin. That was it. Like
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
just
That was
saying,
it. That was
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And didn't that turn into a song eventually?
Well, it's already a song. Basically, I changed the words. It's Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter,
actually
yeah,
on
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So hold tight, that's mad. But yeah,
Rest in
basically,
peace, Sean Price.
It's R.I.P. Sean Price. Yeah, thank you. P. But basically, it's a Helter Skelter song.
Yeah.
Called "Let the Madness Begin." And I was just drunk, obviously, on the plane or whatever on our way to France, and I was singing that tune because I was listening to the tune before, and I was drinking gin, so I said let the madness be gin instead of begin, and when I was singing it, I said instead of let the brains. See, I can't even say it the right way now. Instead of let the instead of let the brains blow, I said let the Blains blow. And then I just stuck with that.
Yeah.
And it was just one of them things because I'm like I got a bit of like something going on. I think it's like, you know, some sort of hyperactive disorder shit or whatever. So you know what I mean?
Oh man, I'll rate that
called
then,
something.
man.
Letters.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
ABC.
ABC.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
so you're a fan of like Sean P then, man? Like,
Oh yeah, I love Sean.
we
Price,
talk
man.
about Sean P a lot. Like,
Yeah, I love
he's
Sean
just
Price, man.
absolute legend. Like,
Yeah.
just old school, isn't he?
Yeah,
just
he's
like
a real G, man.
the way he kind of structures his bars, or used to structure his bars rather. But like the Helter Skelter stuff's very kind of straight up rap, and then he kind of like found that persona later on, you know?
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
barbarian and
I mean,
like
listen,
monkey
Sean-
bars.
Sean was always like, he's always rapped about the same shit.
Yeah.
even with Helter Skelter, you know, his name was Rock.
That was
he's
his
always-
road name, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's always rapped about the same shit. He's a hood guy. He lived in his bits pretty much his whole life, I think, until he was dead. Do you know what I mean? He's just he was just he just did him, mate. That's what he did, innit? He did him. From what I can see, anyway.
100%.
That's my observation.
Did you see his interview on Sway when he was with Ninth Wonder, and he was just like, "Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about that, but I can rap though." Like that's what he was about. He's a straight up rapper.
Like this is the thing. Like this, I mean, I related to Sean Price because I mean he's one of my favorite rappers.
Same.
Like 50 Cent is one of my favorite rappers. I don't care what no one says.
No man.
He's one of my favorite rappers. Just because, listen, there's a lot of rappers that are better than him.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably there's rappers that are better than Sean Price, like lyrically. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%.
and more elaborate and whatever. But I like character. That's what I like.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So
it's all about that.
So that I mean, that's why that's what will make me listen to a rapper or favor another rapper over another rapper is character.
Come from a very specific era, like that's why I love like Busta Rhymes back in the day as well. He's a caricature, but he could.
Busta had better character.
Oh, fucking insane, man! Like the Hype Williams stuff and the videos and all that, insane. And it's difficult. We often
his wardrobe was on acid.
we often speak about that, you know, like
every video.
you know, you get kind of like so much like you got bare talent in the 90s.
Yeah,
it's often hard to see it, if that makes sense. So I talk about like Andre 3000 and stuff, and he's like one of the sickest to do it, and other people as well, because they come from the era they come from.
Yeah.
They often not get overshadowed because people still recognise it, but there were so many bars doing it as well at the time. Yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah, go for it.
Thank you.
This is a family show, but you know it's all right.
Yeah, that's it. Though, but, you know.
Uncle Datty has a message for the kids about drugs.
Uncle Datty loves you and tells you to not do as I do, okay? All right, until you're old enough to make your own decisions. And do what the fuck you want.
I think the moral of the story is as long as you confess it in his book, then you can do whatever you want.
It's all good.
Make good piff, basically.
Yeah, it's all good if you tell everyone about it.
Exactly. Leave a name and a contact number.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just not a real one.
So
if you leave your details, what is it you win?
Fuck knows, mate. I haven't really thought about that yet. You get the confession book.
Yeah.
No, I'm not giving that away, actually. That's bullshit. I'm lying. Don't listen to me. You get,
Can they expect a phone call or?
No.
Probably a visit
I
from
bet you
the Boys in Blue.
a dick pic for some reason.
A summons.
My mum struggles to get hold of me. Basically, I'm thinking like, you know, a t-shirt or something and like, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
It's a good idea.
I'll figure it out.
It'll
You
be
know what I
good
mean?
though.
A
It'll be
t-shirt.
worthwhile, man.
Yeah.
At the end of a tour, looking back through that, will just be like, what?
Yeah, it'd be a joke, bro.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
Do you
get
know
it
what? I was
framed.
mad surprised no one didn't teeth it. I thought someone was going to teeth it, innit? But no one
Well,
teethed
that's why
it. No one
pages
even
have
teethed the
been ripped.
pen. No one even stole the fucking
Really?
pen. Nah.
Fucking hell.
I thought that would be the
That's
first thing.
respect. That's respect for you.
That's
man.
love, man, because there was a lot of wavy characters in there that night as well.
Free pen, man. Free pen.
Yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of which, man, we didn't, we spoke a little bit about it, like the Bristol show, Split Profits,
Yeah.
and you had the inflatable jet skis,
Forecast
didn't you?
launch, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we had inflatable jet skis.
You got a bit injured, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Little
mean,
war
nothing.
wound.
So who came up with the idea of the jet ski?
Rez, man.
Yeah?
Rez put that night on, like, Rez kind of organised that whole night and shit, man. Hold tight Rez for that.
Yeah. big
And
up.
hold tight Rez as well, congratulations. Rez baby's due tomorrow.
Yeah, big up,
Yeah,
Red.
man.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Hold tight Rez and Helen, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, good luck. But yeah. So that was Rez's idea, the inflatables and he sort of organised the event. Well, not sort of, he did organise the event. And yeah, it was a banging night, man. It was mad busy. A lot of people showed up, showed love. The set was sick. You know, the people that supported was sick. All round success.
Safe, man.
And then somebody happened to jump on your back. And
Up front, little bastard. Basically, I threw him in the crowd. I threw him off the stage.
Yeah.
Like, just playing. You know,
Yeah,
he likes to jump in the crowd. He likes them lot to touch him and that. So, you know, I thought
Inappropriately.
I thought I'd give him the shortcut. And then obviously, so I did that, and then he got back on stage. I was spitting a bar. I was not ready for the retaliation, and I was sort of like leaning forward rapping, and he jumped on my back, like, you know, like gas or whatever, and when he jumped on my back, I sort of bust forward and cracked my eye off the stage monitor, and got injured, and yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
But you know, it's occupational hazardous.
Exactly, mate.
That's hip hop, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
Part of it,
That's
man.
it, bro. You know, if you're a builder, you cut your fingers sometimes.
I like that analogy, mate.
Yeah,
So,
very much
are you listening to anyone at the moment
Yeah, of course.
besides yourself?
I've been listening to a lot of me, man, because I have to. Like,
Yeah, I can
but you know, you have to, don't you? You know what I'm saying?
When we had Verbs on here, I asked him the same question. I was like, "Do you ever listen to your own shit?" And he was like, "Not if I can help it, unless I'm really wavy at like 6 in the morning." And I put it on and just be like, "Yeah, that's me." And I was like, "Yeah, we listen to our podcast sometimes and just like."
I mean, you got to listen to your shit back, man. You got to listen to your shit back, because you got to hear it to know what you want to do better next time, and or you know what you did well, or da 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 da. So, but I mean, I listen to I love J Rock at the moment.
We were listening to
And,
J Rock.
and Schoolboy's new album has got some heat on it. Schoolboy's new album's got some heat on it.
New wave gangster West Coast stuff is insane.
J Rock's Redemption album is hard.
ES Tales was
ES
my
Tales,
favourite.
the video to that is insane.
Yeah, we had that on earlier, man.
You said obviously you're a fan of grime. Who do you rate in grime at the moment?
Quite a few people, man.
Because grime is going off, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's always stuff coming out on Link Up
Grime's
TV
been going
and
on for
Grime
a while.
Daily.
Like, I like Gets' new album. I was listening to that in the car on the way here. His new album's good. I've always liked Gets. Gets one of the best in the grime scene for me,
100%.
lyrically, flow and
Consistently
energy.
just
He's ill, man.
consistent.
I like Suspect. You know,
Right.
you heard of Suspect?
I've heard of him, yeah.
He's done a few bits with Skepta and that, but he's ill, man. I rate Suspect at the moment. Listen to a lot.
Yeah, because Skepta just dropped a song with Slow Tie.
with Slow Tie today, because
great
Slow
tune.
Tie dropped his album today.
Yeah,
I
that
rate
came
Slow
out
Tie as well. Old type
Yeah,
Slow
yeah,
Tie.
Slow
Yeah, I
Tie.
rate him.
His stuff's different though, man. do you know what I
He's
mean?
doing some different shit, and it's good, man. It's good. He's showing that he doesn't just do grime as well. You know,
Exactly,
he's into his sort of, I don't know what you call it.
Sort
but
of made
you know,
his
that
own
sort
style,
of
hasn't
punk,
he?
that sort of punk,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah, it's a punk aesthetic, isn't it, as well?
Definitely.
indie
Taking it back
rock
to that whole
scar
DIY
sort of shit. You know what I'm
attitude,
saying?
Did you see his post on social media where he's just walking down the train, just like speaking to people, going, "Album's dropping tomorrow. Cop that shit.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing great about Britain."
Yeah, nah. I don't really watch social media too tough, bruv. Like, I'm on it when I have to be, because
Yeah.
I've got to post my own shit and like whatever. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not like.
Ain't your thing.
I'll scroll through.
Yeah.
And like I like to watch joke videos. I like to know what's going on. Because I have to know what's going on. But like, I'm not.
It's good.
I never would air my business or
Oh, mate, nah, fuck
I
that.
strictly use it for music.
It's good to have a
it's a
detox from time to
necessary
time, man.
annoyance.
Just cut yourself off from that shit.
I don't use it for anything.
Yeah.
Anything like personal.
Necessary annoyance.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't-
Yeah, it's a bit
annoying, but
beggy.
it's
I
necessary,
don't.
suppose.
I just don't. I mean, if I'm going through some shit,
Yeah.
the last thing I want to do is tell the whole world about
yeah,
it
exactly.
and have everyone come back to me like, "Oh, you okay?"
Yeah.
that
DM me, babe.
Oh my God, I was going through the same thing not
That
long
fake
ago, man.
sympathy.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
you get through this, man. All you gotta do is do this and
If
do
you need
that. It's like,
anything,
shut the
call
fuck
me.
up, man.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
Patronising.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, it's not.
You know, if you
and
actually
listen,
phoned
yeah.
them, they'd be like, "See
Look,
you later."
like, listen, like, look. You know, everyone likes a bit of attention now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
guilty. I'm a rapper. I like to get on stage and rap in front of people. I like people to listen to my music and watch my videos. But I don't see the any gain in getting attention from like whatever it is.
Something that isn't
That's
actually
something negative that's going on in your life, and getting attention for it from, look, man, listen, that's the way it is. I don't care.
It
Like,
detracts from the real issue.
yeah,
If you're
it's
trying
like,
to make
look,
something
man,
off of something
if you've
that nobody else
if
needs
you've
to
got an
know.
issue, what the fuck is everyone on the fucking internet gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Real talk.
Moan
What the fuck
about
are they
it and
gonna
it don't
do?
help, so.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're
That's
not gonna
that's
do
a good way
shit
to
for
be,
you.
in
No
my
one
opinion.
really cares.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? No one
100%,
really
yeah.
cares. It takes 2 taps of the finger to like something. Don't mean you fucking like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Do you know what I
I think
mean?
that
Deep.
opinion definitely shows through in your lyrics as well. I think that's
so like, look, I mean, hold tight. Anyone who's going through issues, whatever it is, like, listen.
Everyone's got
But
them.
it's like, look, man, just deal with your shit. Don't have, don't be looking for sympathy from
I hear you,
everyone, man.
Yeah.
Don't be
Like,
looking for sympathy from
You're
everyone.
publicising it just to get something back from it. It's sort of like, are you?
It's a
are you
dopamine
really-
hit, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just
are you
likes.
Are you really
It's not
like,
real.
upset if you're looking for if you're at a
I
side
mean-
point, you're looking for stuff
Exactly.
from it.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
fuck knows, isn't it? Who knows, man?
But everyone's
Who-
different,
who
Everyone
really
gets
knows?
off their own.
I just
sort
feel
of
like
thing.
if you were upset about something or something was bothering you, the last thing you'd want is everyone talking about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then the people that are talking about the people
Yeah.
that actually.
I mean,
care.
look, that's
Do you know
me.
what I mean?
That's
Like,
me though. Anyway, that's me.
No,
yeah.
I
Do you
agree.
know what I'm
I
saying?
agree wholeheartedly.
That's
I hear
me.
you.
Wholeheartedly.
Like,
It's strange though that it's weird now that in order to make it, you do have to have like or not always all the time, but most of the time you've got to have like a strong social media presence, haven't you?
I mean, that's just the way it is, bruv. Right now, like that's the way the.
People want to know more
That's
about your
just
life,
how
don't they?
Listen, do you
Yeah.
know why that is? Yeah, it's because look, all this social media shit is free.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can access the whole world
Yeah.
through it, and it's free.
Yeah, 100%,
Right?
man.
Yeah.
If you're an artist or you're creative or you've got a little business of your own or anything, yeah, that you're trying to do independently, you've got the whole world on your phone for free.
Yeah.
Like,
Quite
you
right.
know, all right, you have to pay for sponsor posts, whatever, yeah. But you can do your own marketing campaign. And you can be any fucking Tom, Dick and Harry from fucking back end of Bournemouth. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not
that's right. No,
saying
no,
that's
no,
what
no.
you, like, not,
No, no, no.
but you
Tom,
know what I
Dick,
mean?
Fraser, what?
Way.
Do you know off the back of that? You know that new Snapchat filter with one of the girl.
Yeah,
Have
fuck
you, have,
that,
you, have you
by
seen?
the
There's
way.
a new
What's that?
Snapchat filter and it literally turns.
Do you know what?
into
I've seen
the
yeah,
one.
yeah.
girl.
I've seen,
And there
I've
was
seen
one on-
Cardi B post a picture on Insta.
Nobody wants to see me looking like a bird, mate. That's
I
not
seen,
happening.
I seen Cardi B post a picture on Insta of her looking like a man or something, yeah.
Yeah.
And someone commented on the thing like, oh, they need to drop that Snapchat filter or something. That is all I know about it.
Yeah,
that's all I know about it.
I only know through medium, like my missus
But I
said.
assume so. What? It's one of them things
You
that
literally
changes your
just take
face,
it,
yeah.
take a picture of yourself and it will
Mate,
make you
there,
into
there.
a female.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
even-
just
I
saying-
look like my sister with dark hair and a chip too.
Isn't it, man?
You got to take a fucking
Shout out
snap.
to your sister.
God,
shout out.
just take a picture of that one, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
I got too much makeup on, man.
I'm not buying into this at all.
Hey, I'm a pretty girl.
You got
But
to
yeah, my mate was sending me messages the other day of like he was going through
I would.
he was going through Tinder and he was just like every like 3 out of 5 girls who's going through Tinder is just a guy trying to catfish people.
Yeah.
And it's fucking mad how
I was gonna
like
say,
go,
so-
just trying to catfish people. Just going through,
Oh,
just putting
what,
notes
just
on
doing
Tinder and
that?
shit like that. And he was
Listen, if you fucking right swipe that,
I'm saying that's
if
that
you
kid
right
looking
swipe
like
that,
Lady
listen,
Sovereign.
yeah. If you right swipe that, Avril Lavigne, fam.
Yes.
Hat on and everything. Little skater boy.
But it's mad, isn't it? You can go on social media and you can be anyone you want, can't you?
Literally, man. You could
Listen,
be
man.
Avril Lavigne if you want to
Look,
be.
man,
Yeah,
that's,
mate, yeah.
you can't right swipe that.
Jesus Christ. Right, anyway.
I got chipped
right.
too much makeup, all that shit.
Right, bring this back on track.
Yeah, come on.
We've gone on a massive fucking tangent. So, like, what's next for you in terms of music? Obviously, you've got the
All
album's
right.
dropped today.
Yeah.
That's going to obviously, like, be, you're going to be preoccupied with that and your tour for quite a while. You got
Yeah.
anything else in the pipeline?
A lot.
Nice.
A
man.
lot, but basically, I try not to stop making music. Every day I try to make a track or do a video or do something like something music orientated.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't sit at home and write bars. Like I won't ever say to anyone, yeah, send me a beat online. Really, like if I do, like it don't really get done. And ask them people what have sent me beats. It don't really get done. Like I don't sit at home and think, oh, I'm gonna write a bar. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll go studio.
Yeah.
And then I'll go to the studio with the producer, and they'll make the beat, and I'll write the bar while they're making the beat, and then we'll do like 4 or 5 tracks in a night. Do you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, or 3, or whatever, however the vibe's going, however quick you're moving, however, you know what I'm saying? That's how I make music. I like it to be like that because I find it hard to concentrate on something for a long time, yeah, and I get easily distracted and shit. So if someone sends me a beat, I can't just put that beat on and sit there and listen to it and think, yeah, okay, da 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 da. Like, okay, yeah. I don't really do that unless the beat is fucking crazy. Do you know what I mean? Unless the beat's fucking crazy and you play it and you just got to rap to it and a bar comes to your head instantly.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I'll write at home or whatever. More time I'll just go studio. But then I'll go studio every day or every other day or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Sick, man.
So as far as stuff in the pipeline goes, I've got an album with Bailey's Brown which is recorded. We got to, touch up some tracks and maybe do a couple more and whatever. I've got shitloads of tracks with Ill Informed recorded. What more? Yeah. And for the gram. And I've got shitloads of tracks with Ill Informed. We've got way more than the album's worth of shit there. We're gonna do an album, and I've got like a couple projects worth of shit with Skins, man. He's like a grime producer from Exeter. He runs his studio and his own little thing called Titanium Audio. Man's a fucking ill producer. I'll go down there and I'll stay at his yard for a week or so, and we'll just be in studio every day and all night and just making tunes. And so listen, because I've had this album coming out for a while, what I've been doing is I've just been making music. Like not like with different producers. Like I don't really, if you notice, like all my albums, they're produced by one person most of the time. Like this one, Leaf. Yeah. My other album's Bailey's. We had Drugs, Booze and Dental Issues, which is Bailey's, and Bad Habits. I don't do solo albums where it's like with producer from here, producer from there.
Like a Vinnie Paz album.
Yeah, I don't do that shit because if I'm making an album, I want to make an album.
Thematic, yeah.
I want to make an album. I want it all to be the same vibe. I want to make the whole album in 3 days. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to get it all written, recorded in one block.
That's a very fast turnaround, isn't it? But it's good. Like,
listen, I want to make the album in 3 days.
It was an example.
I'm not saying that happens. I'm saying I want to, innit? But like, listen, me and Leaf did that album in 2 sessions at his yard. One session was a week. One session was like 4 or 5 days, 3 days. Like
how many tracks were on that album, man?
16 on
16,
that. But we made a shitload
man.
More than that, and we chose 16 for the album. But
and it's such a strong album as well, man.
But that's because, bruv, he was making the beat, I was writing the bar at the same time, and we would just sit there all day, all night.
Happened organically.
Yeah. Just getting high, making tunes, listening to tunes, watching shit. He was going through some shit at the time. I'm always going through some sort of shit on and off. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was just the right time.
Big up, man.
It happened, and we knocked it out. We've had it recorded we recorded it over a year ago, bro. Like we made this album over a year ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, real talk. That video I dropped today, I filmed the first half of that video exactly a year ago. This week.
Really?
Yeah. So we recorded the album before that.
So before we go into that video and before we like wrap up for today, is there anyone you want to shout out? Anyone you want to plug?
Bro, we got another half an hour. Now listen, obviously, shout out to Leaf Dog for a start. That's my G, man, and we're both really happy this album's come out, and shout out to him anyway for doing this because. Lee's top of his game, man. He's a god in this shit at the moment. You know what I'm saying? The man's been putting in the work for a long, long time, and this is what a lot of people don't know about Leaf. Leaf, from even when I first met him, he has been emailing, messaging people in America, all these American rappers for features, for everything from all day, every day. That's what he used to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what he does. Like still now, that's what he does. Like he's just about this hip hop thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's not about anything else. He's about this hip hop.
It takes people like that in the scene to really start to progress
He's done a lot. He's done a lot for the UK scene, Leaf, man. And he's he's just in it for the music, bro.
Yeah,
he's in it for this shit. That's what he's in it for. Do you know what I mean?
100%, mate.
So yeah, hold tight, Leaf. Shout out to Leaf. Shout out to Flip Tricks and everyone at High Focus Records. You know, for putting the album out. You know, and all the hard work you've done towards the promo and the release of it. And yeah, you know, hopefully it's gonna be nothing but a successful journey from here on out. And then, you know, Bailey's Brown, that's my fucking G. My side man, you know what I mean? My right hand man, my sidekick. I didn't mean to say side man, sorry, bro. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm high, man. Drop me out. And then just, bruv, all of Split Profits, all my fucking boys, you know who you are. All my boys, man. Hold tight, you lot. Ill Informed, Skins, man. Luke, obviously, manager Luke, Hate Money Gang, come on, scoot whoop. Mate, there's so many people. I can't even start naming, bruv, because I'm gonna miss people, and it's gonna be sad. So listen, everyone, you know who you are. Hold tight, you man. Everyone knows the people. The people know who they are, man. I'm lucky. I've got a big circle of friends. We're all tight. You know, and everyone gets on, and Bristol is a very unified place, man. It's just, you know, there's a mad talent in Bristol. There's mad people doing mad good things, and everyone's, you know, everyone fucks with each other. Everyone's sort of pretty, you know, supporting each other as much as they can a lot of the time, and it's real good. You know, Bristol just needs a bit more light shining on it, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now. Do you know what I mean? Like on my tour, I've got Deadweight, which is Bailey's Brown and Bubonic, that's their group. Nice. I'm trying to bring them through. I got Wish, who's another Bristol rapper, trying to bring him through, and you know, I'm just trying to put Bristol on the map a little bit more, because there's so much talent there, and everyone just needs a little bit of light shining on them.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I'm
saying? You're doing a good job, man.
Yeah.
So we're going to play out one of your tracks. Cookbook, the video dropped today.
Yeah.
But before we do, Aiden, where can you find the podcast, man?
So you can find this podcast on Spotify, iTunes, any sort of podcasting platform. The tracks, if you're watching on YouTube, the tracks, they don't make it to YouTube, unfortunately, due to fucking copyright rules. But you can find them if you look on any streaming sites. And, you know, you can find them on Datkid's profile and stuff like that on YouTube. Just search it, man. You know where to find it. But yeah, big up Datkid. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure,
and you can find us on @Shotgun The Aux, Instagram, Facebook, the usual shit. So this is Cookbook by Datkid, Teeth Ledger.
And go and buy a ticket for the tour, man.
Buy a ticket for the tour. Come into a city near you. Oh yeah, let me plug that quickly. Actually, old tight, everyone, come to the tour already. We've got Bournemouth tonight. We've got London on Sunday at the Curtain, Shoreditch. We've got Plymouth on the 23rd of May. We've got Cardiff on the 25th of May. We've got Brighton on the 19th of June. We've got Leicester on the 29th of June. And we've also got Nottingham. I can't remember the date, but please forgive me. But listen, all the dates are there on my Insta, the Crud Lord.
We've got Friday 21st of June.
Nottingham, Friday 21st of June. All tight Nottingham. So listen, we're also adding Sheffield. And a couple other cities. Anyone, you know, if you want us to come to your city, you know, any venues, promoters, tap me up, bro. Let's make it happen.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, screw whoop. Get your tickets, www.datkid.co.uk. Bang.
Bless, man. Datty, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining
thank
the
you,
podcast,
guys.
man.
Thanks for having me, man. Big up. Shotgun The Aux.